My name is Luis. I'm studying communications with an emphasis in PR and media. I'm from Los Angeles. I was born in LA, but my parents were born in Guadalajara, Mexico, in a ranch. Both my parents were farmers, they were laborers. My dad came to this country first in '85, just to help us out, try to get a better life for us. My mom followed later on. We settled here in Colton. That's where we reside right now. First, I went to Valley College before coming here. I spent 2 years there. I got a scholarship. It's called the Valley Bound Scholarship, and I studied there for 2 years, and then I transferred here. I was never shown how to drive, so that's another obstacle on my end. So I don't have my license. Like, I have to get here by bus every day. I have to get up an hour earlier to get here. There's days where I have work right after school, and I can't get there on time by the bus. So that's more stress for me. I have to get an Uber to get straight to work. Some of the difficulties I have faced is lack of support from my family. They say they support me in the sense of the way they see support is different than the way one would see support. They think supporting one financially is enough, but unfortunately they haven't been doing that for me. Because a lot of my cousins, they fell into drugs and alcohol, they think that, I'm going to fall into the same thing. They're always treating me hey, what are you doing? Are you doing drugs? So it creates this extra pressure on me besides, school. And I also work. I work 30 hours a week. I'm part of the LGBTQ community. I came out 2 years ago. Unfortunately, my family hasn't accepted me yet, or I've told them about it, but it's kind of been swept under the rug.
Well, I felt like they were gonna kick me out. Honestly, I felt like they're just gonna view me differently, which they did. They were gonna treat me differently again, which they did. When I was thinking about coming out to them, actually I didn't even come out to them. They found out. This lady, she told my mom, because she followed me on Facebook, but I don't know if she told her about social media. I don't know how she found out, honestly. My dad told me that I was gonna suffer when I first came out. I'm like, why do you think that? And he recently, when we had the talk, when it came back up, he told me that it was because he saw people suffer in the ranch where he came from. They never got married, they never had kids, so they died alone.
They want me to be someone who I'm not. They want me to be, this image of heterosexual, macho Latino, but that's not who I am. Why I'm doing this, I want people to know that, they aren't alone. I know there's many people out there who are in similar situations like me. For example, I've met people who are part of the LGBT community. They're gay or lesbian, but they're afraid to come out because their families won't accept them because we have this stigma in our culture where it's not our fault. Obviously the conquistadors and the Spanish conquistadors kind of passed this logic of masculinity onto us.
I was actually interviewing a transgender person who's going to be featured in the story I'm writing that's due on Thursday. And she said that she was invited to speak at Valley College at a LGBT friendly event, and she was kicked out. She was invited to speak, but the president of the club invited her to speak. But the person above her, above the president, the person I don't know who she was, but I guess she was kicked off the podium. She was about to speak, and a few minutes into her speech, she was kicked off. So there's a lot of transphobia within the LGBT community.
I feel I want to empower them to empower themselves. That's why I'm telling my story.
If you guys, some of my family members who are considering going to college, I'm like, hey, come here, take this class. It's gonna change the way you look at the world, And I feel like a lot of the stuff I've learned in this class, I'm definitely gonna teach to my children, my children's children, because I want them to be conscious that, this isn't this is the way they condition us to view the world, and this is how it really is. It's more complex than it really is.